What's up, dreamers? Sorry, I'm really concerned about the wall. Today, we're going to be experimenting with resin and 3D printed objects. So, we're opening up an Etsy shop pretty soon, and I've been dying, well, we've been dying to experiment with some resin in our 3D printed pendants. So we're doing like designs that are inspired by sacred geometry and ancient symbols, but it just didn't seem like the finished product when we printed them out. So we wanted to add a little bit extra, something like gemstones. So we bought some amethyst, some turquoise, and all this other stuff with gems. English is hard sometimes. And all sorts of different gems. And I tried mounting them thinking that it would look nice right off the bat, but it just looked like you stuck some gems on it or whatever. Time to learn something new. So I've been wanting to do resin for a really long time, so I just bit the bullet and we bought some resin and here we are. Now we're gonna do a little experiment. I don't know how it's gonna go. I've never used resin before, so this is both an experiment with using resin for the first time and also experimenting with putting them in this bezel, which is a new word to my vocabulary as of 30 minutes ago. Which I'm very proud of. Stop laughing. Alright, so I'm gonna get changed into something I don't care about because I'm very accident prone and we don't want to get this all messed up. So I'm gonna wear accident prone. Shh, cameraman's not supposed to talk. Now I've gotten dressed into my artist attire.
That's it, I'm not going.
We can go outside and test the resin. Alright, so now that I have all my safety gear on, besides my gloves, which I'll put on afterwards, I have my silicone mat, I have the UV resin that we're going to be working with today from Let's Resin off of Amazon. Actually, everything here is off, I got off Amazon except for a couple things, but that doesn't matter. I will be using silicone cups for mixing the resin with the mylar flakes. And these are the flakes that I'm going to be experimenting with today to add some nice shine to it with the shells that I'll be using. So for the seed of life that I have here, I put a clear piece of tape on the back so then the resin won't escape from the back there, and I'm gonna make sure that I press every single part of it so the tape sticks to the back and so it won't pour or leak anywhere. And then for the seed of life, I'm gonna be doing the pink flakes in here and then the pink shells. And then my partner, who designed this lovely pendant, I'm going to be using the purple and green hollow flakes, or mylar flakes. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna try with the little guy. So next, because we're not using epoxy resin, we're working with UV resin, I'm just gonna give it a good shake here. Already mixed in, but it's good to just give it a shake. We're gonna fast forward this part because this is a really boring part. I'm just gonna put a small coating on the inside, and the reason for that is because when I put the mylar flakes, we don't want it sticking out on the back and having it to be like rough on the back. That's why I'm gonna be coating all this and then putting it under the UV light, and then we're gonna be adding more layers onto that. Okay, so we've done the coating on the outside, so then the mylar flakes won't get in the bottom. I've also put the shells in, so now we're just gonna cure them. Lots of people use like a UV like nail thing. I have a very ghetto setup. I'm working with what I got. What do I gotta say, right? We're gonna put that in for about 2, 3, 4 minutes, and then we're gonna do our next coat. So I've let the resin cure for about like 2, 3, 4 minutes. Usually for that much resin, you could do like 2 minutes, but because of the like all the research that I've done, I'm just going extra time for, you know, just for safety. So now the fun part, we get to mix in the Mylar flake. For this one, we were gonna do the pink, so I'm gonna open up the pink here. I'm not sure how much resin I'm gonna need for this, but I'm just gonna roll with the punches. I'm just gonna put a little bit and then stir more in if I need to. So now that now that I've mixed in the Mylar flakes, it looks like it's almost reacting to the resin because it looks a little bit darker, but I'm not sure if I'm just seeing that because of the way the light is reflecting, but we're just gonna see how this goes. So I'm just gonna pour it now that I've made this beautiful potion. I'm gonna stop there and just spread it around. Now, I'm realizing now I kind of made a mistake. I didn't heat up the resin beforehand, so I'm just gonna hope that there aren't any bubbles. Usually you heat up the resin for not only for the consistency, but also for the bubbles, because when there's bubbles, it doesn't look as nice. But this is my first time, so you know, this is part of the experiment, learning from the mistakes we make in the process. So, remember when I said I was accident prone? Here's a tip: be mentally prepared to transport your to-be cured resin, because I spilled some on the floor here and I had to refill the holes here. I decided last minute too that I wanted to fill the flower in the center there and then also put the gem on. I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but let's see what she does. I'm just gonna put it under the UV light here now, and I'm probably gonna leave this for longer, probably like 10-15 minutes, and come back to see if it's cured or not. But yeah, hope it turns out. So now we're gonna move on to this beautiful pendant here. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the other one for putting the Mylar flakes down. I'm gonna do a little coat down at the bottom here, and I think this one's gonna be way easier to work with because I have a bigger surface area to work with. I found it really difficult to pour in the Mylar flakes and everything because I kind of over poured it because I was just pouring and I misjudged how quickly it was gonna come out. But anyways, enough of me yapping. We're just gonna fast forward this process here. I've left this to cure in the UV for a little bit, just until the bottom coat was done, and then while it was curing, I went ahead and mixed up this, and I actually really quite like the mix with the purple and the green because it almost looks like blue, or like that classic hollow that everyone loves. So I'm gonna do this differently because I have these to put on after, but I don't want it to be mixed up with the flakes. I actually want you to see the gloss that comes off the shells there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a layer of this down, and then I'm gonna put that on, and then put a clear coat on, basically with like resin with no Mylar. Okay, so I've let that cure, and here's the last step. So now I'm just gonna do a little clear coat basically. I'm going to put down the shells, pieces of shells first, so then they're in the right place right off the bat here.
Trying to get away from you.
Do the thing I want you to do. It wants to stay on there. It's like, no, I don't want to be preserved for life. Let me be free.
When you put it like that.
And then I'm like, but you're going to be a part of something so beautiful. Just work. Boom.
So now I'm carefully putting it on. Why won't you do? Oh, I don't want to move it. So you know what? I think I'm gonna put it around it first and then put it over top. That seems to work better.
Alright guys, so it's all cured. Ready for the big reveal? So my favorite one is this one, and because I had so much more resin left, I'm just like, what the heck, might as well just put the rest in here. And it actually turned out really nice. So what I've learned from this is I put a little bit more mylar flakes in this one, and I don't really like it because it kind of like, it looks like a kid made it, and I don't know, it's too much holographic. I mean, probably, but I do like the clear with the shells in the middle. That's the only thing. So this is kind of like a scrap, but I really like these two right here. These are my favorite. I think I might even put like a little amethyst at the bottom there to add with the necklace. But yeah. So I'm really happy that these came out as a success. Thank you for watching this video and tuning in to our channel. Please leave a like and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more content, and if you have any questions or comments or any recommendations of kind of content you want us to create, leave that below. We're all open. And stay tuned for our shop that will be opening soon, and then soon these bad boys will be on the market. That's it. Have a great day, dreamers. Take care.